Hello, everybody. Welcome to Civ House. I'm Rob, and we're going to be going over a message from Firaxis on, the new stuff that's launched, obviously, for Civ 7. Advanced Access is live, has been live for about a day and a half, 2 days so far. So we got our first message yesterday from when I'm recording this. I didn't see it until a little bit later, so apologies for that, but as always here at Civ House, we are trying to keep you guys up to date on what is going on. We always love your comments and your feedback. We're already feeling very loved by the community and really appreciate it. If you're new here, please leave a like if you end up finding this to be useful. And please end up subscribing if you end up really just enjoying Civ content and want to see us playing through the game, putting out guides, and giving you guys updates on everything that has to do with Civ 7 and other Civ games, as we move forward. But let's hop in here from this message. So this is from Firaxis. Thank you to Gilgamesh, who is here on Reddit going over some of this stuff for us. They took the message that they put out on the website. You can go here and check it out if you'd like to. But they do a quick little breakdown of what all they're hearing. They're taking in our feedback. And I think that's really important because this game has a lot of potential, but there are certainly a lot of issues, as there have been with Civ 6 and Civ 5. I think that, it feels like they're going to be pretty quick to change on a lot of these things, but we'll have to see. But yeah, let's just dive into it here. Let me know what you guys think as well in the comments below of Civ 7 so far. I'd love to get your guys' pulse on it. We will be putting out a Civ 7 review early next week, I believe. We really want to get enough time in the game. When I say we, I mean myself and Connor, who run this channel here for the Game House. But yeah, we'll be putting out a review and letting you guys know a lot more of our thoughts in depth. But, right now it's a great game. It's just there's a lot of potential, I should say, with this game. And the games can be fun, but you have to learn a lot. There's a lot of new stuff and a lot of old things that I kind of miss. So yeah, we'll see. But here we go. Over the last few days, the team has been poring over your feedback, including the most recent Steam reviews during the Advanced Access period. As stewards of the Civilization franchise, we hold ourselves to a high standard and are striving to create the best game possible. Civ really would not have come this far without you. Okay. In response to your feedback, we've identified 3 key areas that we are prioritizing. We'll share a development roadmap as soon as we can. In the meanwhile, our focus is on the following. So let's just start off really quickly with this part of the statement. So they're thanking us, whatever. But in response to feedback, there are 3 big areas that they're going to tackle. We are going to discuss these as well. But the big sentence is here. We will share a development roadmap as soon as we can. Okay, I think this part is huge right here because they've already given us a roadmap, right? In terms of the new content that's coming, even with, some updates and everything. But because of the feedback, they are quickly going to be making changes. I wouldn't even be surprised if we get some stuff by the actual release date on Tuesday, because as a quick reminder, right, I know that the game is early access. We got it kind of on February 5th on that Wednesday, later in the evening for a lot of people. But the game doesn't technically release until Tuesday. So I think there's a chance that some of these things we may get a little bit early. I don't really know. We'll have to see, but that's kind of the way that things feel like they are shaking out right now. And the fact that they're going to give us a new development roadmap as well for the changes that they are planning on making, I think is going to be great. It's going to show some good transparency, which I think is pretty important for us here as we're, going through and playing Civ. And I also think that it's going to, give them an opportunity for players like us. There are going to be players who may not be buying the game now, but if they see that there's a development roadmap where things will get better, it may entice them to. So I don't know. Maybe you're one of those people and watching this to find that out. Let's dive into the first key area here. Prioritizing UI improvements. This is paramount. Number one complaint that everybody has, and they even acknowledge that, our top priority is improving the UI. We need time to digest all of your feedback, but some areas that we are already looking into include making UI interactions more intuitive, improving map readability, fixing areas of polish like formatting, and more. We're committed to getting this right, and we'll share more details as soon as we can. This is the big thing. The game feels and looks good in certain times, but anything with the UI, anything to do with, well, just about anything that you click on is pretty rough at times, to be honest with you. And I'm a little surprised that they shipped it like this, but at the same time, I feel like they decided to, and I guess maybe I'm giving away a little bit of what my review will probably have in it, but like, it felt like they really wanted to focus on the more strategic things, the new interweaving parts, like mementos and the new ages, and obviously like the ability for leaders to work well with different civs. I think that that's going to be a big thing they're going to have to focus on. They don't even talk about that in this, but making sure that all the civs and the leaders are balanced, because some of them really are not. And we are finding that out very quickly, which is fine. I mean, I don't think competitive scene is like that big in this game yet. I think it will be, but the fact that they are going to prioritize the UI improvements, I think, is the most important part here. You just got to make it look a little better. Even in my games, like, I've seen people talk about, well, I make the text bigger and it doesn't really make anything else bigger. It just kind of starts to spill over into other things. Like, that's really bad. That's polished things that they should have seen early on. I'm surprised that they would ship with that, but I have to think that they are working on that. I would even say the icons, honestly, in the game could use a little bit. They always felt so lively and very obvious in previous civs. And this time, like, the horses kind of look derpy. Like, a lot of stuff just doesn't look that great in that regard. I'm hopeful that they will make those changes, make it a little more obvious what we are looking at. And then also, make it so that when we freaking scroll over something, we can actually see what it does. I don't want to have to go to the Civilopedia or whatever it's called every single time. Like, it's not that takes away some of the ability to really be into the game, right? It takes away some of that engagement for me. The second thing, implementing community requested features. So this one's interesting. Several key features that we've seen you ask for will be included in the upcoming patches as free updates. So they already were planning on some of these, makes sense. And we'll continue to work with the community to improve and add to the game. Like, let's be honest, guys, some of the things are going to be put behind DLC. That's how it has been since the start. That's how it will always be. Again, they are really capitalizing on the paradox, model for making money. I have played and continue to play a lot of Stellaris, a lot of CK3, right? Those games get just immensely better with the add-ons, and the base games were okay, but like, they just get a lot better. And I think that, these are kinds of the things that we should expect. And I apologize for those of you who maybe don't want to pay for the DLC and just enjoy the base game, but I think this game will really start to hit its stride maybe near the end of the year, early next year, if I'm being honest. But we'll continue on here. We're still working on exact timing, but can share the following items are being prioritized. Adding teams to multiplayer games so you can play cooperatively. That one, they definitely just put behind the DLC. That's not a surprise. I really believe multiplayer is a big focus for them in this game. I think they want to get one more, group of people to buy the DLC, and then they're going to have, I think, a very big push for multiplayer to continue to be bigger. Allowing full player counts in multiplayer in all three ages through refinements of our distant land system. The distant land system is a great idea. It has not been executed in a great way. And even in multiplayer games, I feel like it's really not, it's pretty rough, honestly. But I'm okay with the idea of it. I'm glad that that is what they are focused on. And getting full player counts in multiplayer games, I think, is very, very important. This game will get bigger, right? The standard map is relatively big, I would say, honestly. But they're going to be adding much bigger maps. They're going to allow, games and whatnot for people who can play, with 20 people at a time and stuff like that in the future. I just think that'll come with time. I'm glad that they're at least addressing it, though. Allowing you to pick your starting and ending age to allow for a single or double age games. That one's cool. There are a lot of times where I don't want to go into the modern age, to be honest with you. I have not had that happen yet, but I mean, like in previous Civ games, I think that that's really smart. I still am of the opinion that they should have had 4 ages at launch. There are just some that don't really fit all that well into the exploration age. I think very specifically, that one is, I think, probably could have been split into 2 ages. So we'll see if they maybe do that in the future as well. But I know that'd be a big overhaul for them. So at least giving us the opportunity to start maybe, in the Antiquity Age and then end in the Exploration Age makes sense. I mean, if you're going to start a game in the Exploration Age and then, it just ends in the Modern Age, like that already happens. So I assume that they are just talking about Antiquity to Exploration, unless if we're going to get another age, which, guys, I'm very much of the opinion that we are going to get like a future age, which will be like, the 1950s and on. So kind of take that and see that and make that stick in your brain as we move forward over these next few months and years, because there will be another age. I don't know why else it would matter if you had a starting and an ending age, because there's only one real option for that to actually matter, unless if for some reason you jump from Antiquity Age to Modern Age, which I don't really know if that makes sense, but hey, maybe somebody wants to do that. Providing a wider variety of map types. What I just said. There will be more. There's only like 6 to start. They feel okay. I don't know. What I don't love about them is they don't feel as smooth and as natural as we've had in Civ 5 and Civ 6. So I'm hoping that they're not just going to add a wider variety of map types, but they're going to make the maps feel a little bit better. They're not terrible right now, but I think navigable rivers, while an awesome addition, make them feel a little awkward at times. So I'm hopeful that they'll smooth that stuff out. And I would love a ton more, a much bigger variety. I hope that they had like 10 map types in the future. That would be in the near future. That'd be great. Enabling city and religion names to be customized. Guys, there's no way this can take that long. Like, how that was not already added in is wild to me. We are getting the religion one added in, I believe, with the first patch here. So that's great, but and not being able to name your city is just a huge, huge bummer. And again, I think it takes me out of the game sometimes when, I just keep seeing Cahokia, which, I mean, I'll be honest with you, like, I like playing as the Mississippians. I think they're actually pretty fun, but, and I know that their goal is to, like, be able to stack up and everything, but with that, you should also be able to rename the cities at an age at a minimum, because cities get renamed all the time. Like I can tell you in the United States right now, as far as I know, there is no major, or at least maybe there's a minor, but no major city named Cahokia. So yeah, hopefully I'm saying that right. Then the last one is adding hot seat back in. We all knew that was coming. People have been upset about that since the beginning. I don't think the hot seat community is necessarily huge, but I think it's big enough to where they need to make sure that that's added back into the game. And hopefully, since they've done that in the past, the coding and everything for it shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Last one here, rolling out quality of life updates in patch 1.1, which will be coming, 1.1.0, excuse me, which will be deploying in March. So they are already working on this. Like they say here, work is already well underway on patch 1.1.0, which includes fixes and adjustments that were already on our radar. This list includes quality of life UI adjustments, ongoing AI balance and improvement, just adjustments to diplomacy and crises, plus additional bug fixes. So in all reality, they're really only, like, they're not really giving us a whole lot here. Like, they say there are 3 key areas, but we already knew that they were going to be doing a lot of this stuff in patch 1.1.0. So not to be a jerk, I don't want them to pat themselves on the back too much here. I think they're just communicating more with us than giving us anything all that substantial. They're just saying, hey, we're going to take all your feedback. We know UI needs to be discussed. We know the community stuff needs to be discussed. And we're going to be doing all that in patch 1.1.0. So it really feels like they're kind of focused on 2 areas right now. And then we'll see, I think balance and improvement, like that was anticipated. That was already going to be coming with the new DLC. They're going to have to nail that to, I think, really keep people from starting to lose a little bit of excitement. The game isn't doing great on Steam reviews. I think a lot of it, though, there's so many people who have like 0.4 hours, 1.2 hours in the game. Look, new games like this, like people just don't love change sometimes, and I don't blame them. Like I definitely felt in my first playthrough for the first probably hour or two, I was like, man, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. But the more I dive in, the more I see the vision that they have, and I think that it's going to get a lot better. So if you are somebody who really actually enjoys the game and want to see it continue to get worked on and continue to receive the love that Civ they have a track record of doing things the right way as time goes on and learning and making the games better. You got to give them that opportunity. go leave them a nice review for now. You can always change it to be later, or to be bad later. So at least, make it so that it's like, hey, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed, but hopefully if you're playing the game right now and you enjoy it, you can say like, hey, like I enjoy the game, but there are a lot of things that need to be fixed. Just, I don't know, personally, I just don't want to see this game get crushed under these insane expectations, because Civ 5 and Civ 6 were and 4, honestly, were very well loved. I personally really liked 3 as well, but I mostly see 4, 5, and 6 as the ones that are getting the most love here. So they're going to continue to, take our feedback in, blah, blah, blah. Here are the different ways that you can do it. There's also a little patch note here. They're going to be pushing out 1.0.1, which I don't know if that's the day 0 patch or not, but just game stability improvements, including regional game crashes, and then they fixed a bug for Mac. So nothing too crazy, but they're at least hearing what we're saying. And like, you got to remember too, they didn't really have many leaks or anything. Like, they didn't share this game with too many people, it feels like, outside of a very specific group of content creators. So we are kind of the guinea pigs, those of us who buy the game and play the game early. So you have to really keep that in mind. Like, we're going to have to go through the rough stuff before we can get to the really good things that are to come with Civ 7. There's so much to be excited about for this game, I think. We will discuss that more in later videos. So if you want to hear that, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. I feel like at least they are listening. They are making a note to tell us that they are listening. They understand that these things need to be fixed. These are their priorities. They are working on it. I have a feeling by the end of the month that we will get, at least I would assume we'll probably get 1 or 2 more patches over the next week or two. I really feel strongly that we're going to get a nice solid patch for Tuesday. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll have to see. But, let me know what you guys think, like I said. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for us on this video. So from our house to yours, thanks for watching, and we hope that you'll join us for one more turn.